James, how you doing?
Hey, good, Malcolm. How are you doing?
I
TC.
am peachy keen. TC, Malcolm, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's cool. It's cool. James is joining us today on the show to talk about some of his vinyl grails, and you've got good taste. I know because we have similar taste.
I thought we were going to talk about gardening today.
Gardening is fun. When's the last time you had your I screwed up. When's the last time you had your garden cultivated?
Yesterday. Just kidding.
Wow. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, no. So grails and stuff. Yeah, I've had a super bummed about yesterday's news. I saw the show yesterday, and you talking about Ozzy, and yeah, that was super bummed. I did see him twice back in the day. I actually saw him on the Ultimate Sin tour.
Oh, nice.
Metallica opened up for them.
What an amazing show, huh?
Yeah, great show. And I wasn't a Metallica fan at the time because they were at the time heavy. That was more considered like really heavy stuff. And the kids in high school were always wearing. You had the group of kids wearing the Metallica shirts, and there was more of the hair metal stuff. And so, they were awesome. They were awesome live. I just didn't appreciate them at the time. I might have gone to the bathroom or something. Like, oh, this is a great time for.
Oh man.
Yeah,
you saw Ozzy twice then?
Yeah, I saw him later in the. I'm not sure what tour it was. I believe it was like the Retirement Sucks tour.
Oh, okay.
It was definitely Zakk Wylde was on guitar, and Rob Zombie was like the co-headliner. They did like it was Rob Zombie first, right. and then Ozzy came out, but they both did pretty long shows, and. I remember before the show, me and my buddy Ozzy was coming out of a radio station, and we worked right across the street, and we were listening to the interview, and he goes, "They're coming out." He goes, let's run out. So we ran out there, and we got to just say a quick hello as he was coming out of the radio station. And,
that's cool.
And I was thinking, I was like, man, I could barely understand him speaking. I wonder how he's going to do in concert tonight. And then as soon as he's like, "Hello, El Paso," and he was like crazy and awesome. So.
Got all juiced up before the show.
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, that's a totally different person." But very nice guy.
That's cool. So what you got? Give me your first vinyl grail.
So my first vinyl grail was something, and it's funny because it's Ozzy and solo stuff, but it was that Ultimate Sin, right?
Nice.
I rarely see this in stores, and I've been looking for years and years. And I just happened to be at an antique store, and it was sitting there for $5 in a pile. And I was like, oh, how bad's it going to be sitting in this thing? Because it had a little nick in the corner, like a cut.
Okay, yep.
And I took it out, and the vinyl was perfect.
That's cool. That's super cool.
So that was one of those ones that I was just really happy to finally get. And it was one of those things that back in the 80s, I would see this all over the place, and I just never picked it up at the time. I loved Ozzy, but just didn't pick it up. I had other sites and limited budget. You know how it is when you're a teenager in the 80s. You just didn't have you had to be very fruitful and really pick your vinyl well. So. Right. I saw this everywhere, and at the time you're thinking, oh, I'm going to see it everywhere forever.
Now it's just a hard record to find because it's never been, I don't think it's never been a reprint other than like the Ozzy box sets that have been coming out here this past year. But yeah, I'm guessing we're going to get the whole catalog finally. No Rest for the Wicked, Ultimate Sin. The first 3 records have been in print, and now Scream is in print, so that's cool. There you go. No Rest for the Wicked.
So did I might have got this at your store. I don't know.
Might have, yeah.
I might
have a hole punch in it or something.
Yeah, this one does have a hole punch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it isn't the perfect set, but it's still awesome record. This is the first with Zakk Wylde, I believe, on guitar.
Yep.
And Crazy Babies, excellent song.
Yeah, I do love that song. That's a great song.
Yeah,
Miracle Man got busted.
And he's sitting in the chair, even there. Like it was like prophetic. That's his last show.
That's so ironic. Yeah.
Yeah. So of course this one had a skull, not a bat, on the top of the chair, but still cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I should tell people that James was actually our official, I guess you could say, for the store, videographer and photographer. So it was all of James's fine work that made everybody else look good. You could do what you do with me, but I understand that.
You guys were always awesome, but just like Limp Bizkit said, I did it all for the records.
There you go. Right. So there you go. That's a very cool start. Ozzy starting us off. I do love that Hateful Eight poster you have in the background. I love that. Joe Gage, everybody. Where's Joe Gage in that photo? I see Joe Gage up there.
Is he in there? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, they're all in there. A great movie. That's one of those movies I can watch over and over. If it comes on, I won't change the channel.
Definitely.
One of the things that like Grails for me, I really love soundtracks. A lot of the movies I can listen to soundtracks, and Hateful Eight is one of those soundtracks I have. Not a Grail. You can find that soundtrack pretty often, but every once in a while I'll go into a store and I'm always looking. I have a couple of Grails, so this was one of my soundtrack Grails that I got.
Okay, cool.
Across the Universe. If you
I don't know that movie.
It's all based off of the Beatles music. It's its own story. So there's nothing about the Beatles. It's about these kids during Vietnam and stuff like that. So during the late 60s and psychedelics, but Bono's in the movie. Joe Cocker comes out.
Oh wow.
It's a lot.
So what year did that come out?
I'm thinking 2015, maybe.
Oh, so kind of more recently.
Yeah, it was within the last 10 years, but this soundtrack is very hard to find. They do have a newer expanded soundtrack that's out now. It might be out of press already, but it's not as hard to find as this one. So definitely a good find there.
In case anybody's freaked out about my eyes show up on camera looking to the other way, but I'm looking at you, James, when I'm looking at so my eyes are like so, but if we reverse this, it would be the same effect. So I don't know. It is what it is. I guess we're still limited by technology in some ways. But no, that's super cool. I love soundtracks too, Jen's favorite movie is Almost Famous. I love all these Quentin Tarantino stuff. I've really come to love Hateful Eight over the last I guess 8 years or whatever it's been since it came out. And I love the extended edition that Netflix has in the 4 parts.
Oh yeah.
So, there you go.
Another Quentin Tarantino movie that I love, and the soundtrack's pretty good, but it does have some radio outtakes, is that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The movie's really good. Soundtrack's good, but there are those radio breaks and stuff in the commercial. But it gives you that feeling like you're listening to a 1960s radio station. It like kicks on and you hear the commercials and everything, the fake commercials of the day.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've never I bought Jen the Irishman soundtrack because it had a Santo and Johnny song on it once, but I've never actually checked out the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I think I picked it up at your store also. So
very nice, very nice.
So here's another Grail that I picked up at your store, and actually I won it on auction, and it was super exciting.
Ooh, yes.
Can you see the Badlands?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Voodoo Highway, Badlands. They say hell freezes over. Everybody says, well, you're never going to get Badlands records reissued. You're never going to get Nick's Buckingham.
Yeah.
Well, Nick's Buckingham was just announced.
Yeah.
Yep, they're re-releasing that. So never say never if you're a Badlands fan. But yeah, Jakey Lee.
Yeah. Maybe now with him playing at that concert and him getting, but I don't know if there's some licensing things with Ray Gillen's family or something.
That's what they say. But I mean, money solves all problems in some ways, right?
Yes.
I mean, you throw enough money at a problem, it'll, the family will be like, well, okay, we'll take that.
Yeah, it's that saying, everyone has a price. You just don't want
exactly. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. But yeah, so how was that Voodoo Highway? Is it is it as good as the first record in your mind?
I think the first record's slightly better.
Okay,
but it's still an amazing record, and as Ferris Bueller would say, it's choice.
It's so choice.
So choice.
If you have the means, I highly suggest you pick one.
Yes.
And you did.
Yeah, that one. But I will tell you what, that Badlands cost me a damn Yankees because
Oh,
I
that's
bought this,
right.
I think the night before, and I just didn't not have the budget to get that to bid on that damn Yankees. It got out of my price range. I was like,
Yeah, Jen, that's the record that came through the store that Jen regrets us not claiming. I only claimed one record. I claimed that 45 single of Super Mario Brothers from
yeah, I
1986,
remember that you showed it.
the Japanese one, yeah.
The one with that
And
fold out, that really big fold out.
yeah, with the stickers and everything. But
Yeah,
yeah, the damn Yankees one is I think that might have gone to George or John, somebody.
yeah, that bastard.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just kidding. Congratulations, George or John. I'm happy for you. I'm glad it went to a loving home.
Exactly. That is awesome. So far, I don't know. I didn't know the universe record, but the other three, that's Wheelhouse, baby.
So here's one that you might recognize. Let me just show you the top of it and see if you can see what it is.
Oh yeah, well,
Without the
it says cover up page.
Yeah, so that was, so this is not the Japanese pressing. This is the original pressing. I think this is from Europe.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was only, I think it was only released in Europe, wasn't it? Back in what,
Yeah.
93, was it? Something like that?
Yeah, yeah, 93. So
93,
I
okay.
just started dating my wife at the time when this came out, and I remember seeing Shake My Tree on MTV, and at the time going, I don't know if I like it as much because it's not like what I heard Whitesnake sounding, but then just after getting the record and listening to it over, I've played this record 1,000 times. Not this personal record because I don't want to wear it out, but
right.
I streamed the other one 1,000 times. So.
That's super cool. So, did when it comes to that record, did you say that you also picked up the Japanese version that came out? I think about 2 years ago in Japan, only released in Japan for some reason. No idea why they did that, but it was only released in Japan.
So what I did a little bit of research, and what I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but since the master tapes in America got destroyed in that Universal fire, the Japanese did have a one-step copy of the master tapes.
Nice.
For Japanese releases.
That's super cool.
They were able to pull it, so it's very similar, but that original pressing is sweet. I mean, it sounds really, really good. The Japanese pressing is great, but that pressing is still a notch above, I believe.
Wow. Okay, cool.
I mean, I wish they would remaster it and come out with something, because I don't think the Japanese is remastered. It sounds kind of, it's very similar to the original pressing that I have.
Okay, that's cool. Wow, I mean, so far, I know you got a hell of a collection, and yeah, so far, I'm super jealous, especially of the Coverdale and the Badlands.
So this one will make Jen a little jelly, probably.
All right,
I'll just show you a little piece of it. Can you tell what that is?
I think that's is that one of the Duran? Is that Trash? What is it called? Trash something?
Paper Gods.
Paper Gods. I was thinking of the other record from. Didn't they have another record called not White Trash, but it was something trash. But anyways, Paper Gods, Duran Duran, right?
Yeah. This is Duran Duran. This is an original pressing. They have not re-released this one. Eventually, I'm sure they will. I can't see why they wouldn't. But for some reason, this came out a few years ago, and again, I just was in Texas at a store and flipping through their vinyl, and I just see the top of this, and it was in perfect shape. It still had the shrink on it, and I was just like, yes, please.
Wow.
It had been slit on the side, the shrink, but the records were perfect. Everything was nice on them. So
that's super cool, man.
I got lucky. And it's funny is that same store, about a year before, I had been going through, and Duran Duran popped in that one also, and this was those harder Duran Duran ones to find.
That's super cool. That's like the greatest hits record, right?
Yeah, it's the greatest hits that was done back in the early 90s, maybe 91 or.
Oh, so this was probably just before the Wedding album then?
Yes, before the Wedding album, yeah. So it doesn't have any of those songs. This is So this is early, that original 80s decade greatest hits kind of.
I remember having the CD, but never the vinyl, obviously.
Yeah. So
Well, Jen
again,
and I did secure a copy of that eventually. So
oh, does Jen have this now?
yeah, she does. She does have that one. She doesn't have Paper Gods, but she does have that one. I got to ask you though about Duran Duran. So this store, any chance the next time you're in Texas, they have the wedding album?
I've always looked. I mean, I'm always looking for that album. Yeah, that's on my Grail list right there, the wedding album.
So if you come across a nice copy of the wedding album and it's $800 in this store, do you buy it?
I'd be pretty. Yeah, I think I would probably look at it. Yeah, unless I heard there's rumors that it's being re-released immediately after that. That's the only thing that could hinder my spending a good.
Right. About 3 years ago, we did get some of the records from Duran Duran reissued, and then we're getting the greatest hits later this year.
Why they're not re-releasing that?
But yeah, the wedding album is the one that everybody wants, but still to own an OG copy would be tremendous.
Yeah.
So all right, well there you go. I know that record's expensive and it's hard to find.
Yeah, one of the things that I would do in the 90s and at the time I didn't even have a record player set up anymore because I listened to nothing but records in the 80s. The 90s started and CDs came out and I was purchasing CDs at the time. So I stopped really listening to records at the time, but I don't know if it was foresight or just luck if I did go into a store and they had records on the bookend, because sometimes so Pearl Jam was still putting out some vinyls, vinyl, and I'd pick them up at the time.
There were certain bands, a lot of the bands that we grew up in the 80s didn't get pressings in America, but there was bands that were kind of like the Pumpkins and Pearl Jam and other bands like that in the early 90s to mid 90s that would get pressings of vinyl because I guess they figured, well, it's the new stuff on the block and people might still be interested in picking up those records.
Oh yeah. One of my favorites at the time, again, it was coming out and they had the end cap with like 3 records at the time. I bought 2 of them and I got the CD as well. And then I ended up giving the record to a friend, one of the records to a friend, but I kept one for myself. And
Soundgarden. Nice. That's an OG copy of Soundgarden. Is that no, Down on the Upside?
Yeah, Down on the Upside. Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's cool.
First pressing of that. So I mean, you can find this now and repressed, but
still it's super cool to have an original copy. Originals will always win the day. I mean, that's going to be the stuff that collectors want, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I mean, I have that. I have some Pearl Jam, same thing. That was just a first day out when the record came out. You could pick up vinyl at the time and just was doing that. So just got lucky. Yeah. and here's the thing, at the time I would slit the cover just so I didn't get any type of shrinkage. And then I put it in a slip cover and then I put it in a box. And then it stayed there until probably 2010 when I started getting back into vinyl in 2010 and I think what got me back into vinyl was Record Store Day, because it started.
Oh yeah.
I heard about, and it was probably around that time I heard, hey, there's the same thing called Record Store Day, and I was like, what? People are getting back into records. So I had a buddy, Chuck, in El Paso. He goes by the Groove Grotto. He has his handle on Instagram, and he started posting a lot of vinyl stuff. He's always been into records. He has like 5,000 records in his collection.
Wow.
And
does he have any grails in his collection that
his grails are different from ours. His choice of music is more I'm trying to think with the term.
Barbra Streisand?
Eclectic. No. He really likes stuff that's like he likes like world music, a lot of stuff like that. Okay. A lot of like Beastie Boys and things like that.
That's cool.
He has a great collection. But it's definitely different than mine. Like I remember telling him, hey, I got this I got this new Toto record, a gaucho and I just love the way it sounds. He goes, well, that's where the conversation ends, James. I can't stand Toto. I'm like, okay. So our music taste is very far between, but there are some things like Beck and Beastie Boys that we like. So there's some overlap, but he's a little bit more eclectic, and I love him for it. So
that's cool. A lot of Fatboy Slim in his collection.
Probably, yeah. But he has everything. I mean, he has a lot of honky tonk. He loves Los Lobos.
Okay, cool.
He's met Los Lobos multiple times. He loves the Del Fuegos. So there's these bands that he's turned me on to just through looking at his collection. So I'm going to try listening to some of that, and then I'm like, whoa, this stuff's awesome. So he's very eclectic, and his collection is really awesome. And I'm sure he has some great grails in there. He loves the Beatles, so I think he has a lot of Beatles stuff too. That's like original pressings and stuff like that.
Wow. Boy, Sandy would love to talk with him then.
Yeah. So this one I'm going to show you was another one like the Soundgarden. This is probably my most valuable grail that I have in my collection. Again, this was on an end cap. CDs had just come out. They only had 1 or 2 of these at the time. So I had purchased it. Again, didn't even play it, went in a box, and 2010 it came back out, and it's still in perfect condition. I'll give you a little like edge of the cover here.
Oh, I never know how to say the name of this record.
I don't know if it's AEnima or AEnima or
AEnima
or AEnima.
That is an OG Tool record.
Yeah, this one's legit. So
that is definitely a grail among grails in the vinyl community to have that record.
They're very what's crazy on these is there's imagery on the center that's very, very faint. I mean, it's like these symbols and stuff that are very, very faint. The inside artwork is crazy good. Yeah, this is one of my favorite records, and it was awesome to have that. And for some reason they haven't repressed it. You see unofficial copies out
all the time. There's so many of those fake records out there.
Yeah. And I think someone asked me, how do you know yours isn't, because I got it the day it came out in the 90s when
you can tell from the fake records too. And if you do a Pepsi challenge, you put on a fake version of that record versus the original version of that record.
Yeah.
You're going to hear the difference because you're getting compressed version because it's a CD version, the fake records that are out there. So, but yeah, wow. So I got to ask you then. So you bought this record the day it came out, and you got the CD, you said, as well, right?
Yeah, I think I paid $19 for it or something.
So, what would you sell that record for $1,000 if somebody made you an offer?
No, probably not.
Would you sell it for $1,500?
Getting closer, but probably still not.
Because I don't know. I mean, we had a lot of people that watched the old show, and there was a lot of heavy hitters.
Yeah,
that they'd be like, "Hey, can you connect me with James? Because on the show he said that he'd sell it for. So how about $2,000? Would you sell it for $2,000?"
That's probably getting closer in the ballpark, but it would still be hard because it's just so hard. I tell you what, if Tool announces they're doing a re-release, I'll let it go for $2,000.
It's still going to hold that value. Sure, it's going to come down a little bit in value when Tool finally, because I've heard the whole catalog has been remastered, but they just haven't done anything with that record or 10,000 Days. I don't think 10,000 Days was ever pressed on vinyl.
Yeah.
If I remember right. But so now we're up to 2,500. I like to play this game.
Yeah.
And, so are you at 2,500?
That would be my starting bid area.
Starting bid? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing like 2,800 would probably get it done. And people now like, oh, well, on Discogs, it says it's only worth 1,200. Yeah, but find a mint copy bought the day of release, one owner, that you're not going to be scammed on Discogs by somebody because this is someone real. So, So, I mean, the value of a record is what someone's willing to pay, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, for that record, I mean, if I had just cash burning a hole in my head, I'd be like, yeah, I'll give you 2,800 for it, James.
I don't even like putting it out there in the ether because I don't want to let it go. It's like
nobody knows where you live. James is in Tierra del Fuego. He's not in Arizona. He's in Tierra del Fuego.
I just don't want Maynard James Keenan coming after me and saying, "You're gonna sell. You said you really love that record. You're gonna sell it." I'm not gonna sell it.
Funny, and what's funny is that Maynard owns the record store up in what is it, Jerome?
Right?
Yeah, Jerome. Yeah, and still no reissues of that record in 10,000 days, or never a pressing of 10,000 days.
I heard it's gonna come out, but it comes with a case of wine, so you have to.
You probably have to buy the wine. Yeah, there you go.
You have to buy the wine to get the record.
All right. Well, that's a hell of a collection. I do love the Duran Duran. I'll have to check out what was it called? Across the Universe?
Across the Universe. Yeah. The movie.
Yeah. And then the Ozzy, of course, goes without saying. The Soundgarden one I thought was really cool. I thought that was super cool as well. I mean, so did you buy any other records at that time, like Alice in Chains, or do you have like the Unplugged, or do you have the
I did have a copy of I'm trying to think, not Alice in Chains, but a Nirvana, and somebody had come over and it disappeared from my house. Like,
what?
Yeah. So it wasn't the first, it was like In Utero or something like that.
Oh.
So, but yeah, it was somebody was like, "Ooh, I love Nirvana." And then the next day it was gone. I was like, I wonder where's that person. And it's funny because that person never came around again.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Now there's a couple, I have some Pearl Jam stuff and things like that from that era. It's the same thing, just was buying vinyl as it was on the shelf.
I've got a record here. It's a copy. It's an original pressing of In Utero by. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's like, you got it.
All right. Well, that was fun. I appreciate it, James, and thank you so much. And yeah, that's a hell. I love the artwork behind you. It's much sexier than mine at the moment, though I will improve mine. And the vinyl grails are tremendous. And when you get the wedding album, you got to come back on the show.
Definitely.
I know you're going to find that eventually.